I'm the cat toy lady. Today I'm doing another fun scratcher like these guys. In honor of the movie coming out, I am doing a Minion. I'm doing Stuart, the one with just the one goggle lens. And instead of making it flat like I have with some of these guys, I'm going to make it a little bit more 3D today, like I did the Stormtrooper helmet, where he's going to curve instead of being blocky. And as usual, I'm winging this. So I think in my head, I know how to make him curve and have the right shape, but there's only one way to find out. Let's get started. So first what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to shape them. I'm going to shape 6 pieces. First, I'm going to shape it to where from side to side it bends. So you get a curve kind of like this. Remember, they're from the dollar store, so if they start to separate a little, which can happen, you have glue. Put it back together. Just a little dab. That's all you need. See how I'm using my thumbs to kind of get that shape going. I got a little split. I'm just gonna put some glue in it. See? No one can tell. Now go ahead and shape the other 5 pieces. Now that they have a curve to them, we're gonna glue all 6 pieces together in a circle. I did put them curved side down on the table to make sure that they stay flush as they're gluing together. Now that you have all 6 pieces glued except for one spot, let it cool. Let it harden. It's glued together. It has a nice bend to it. I don't want to glue the last piece back to itself and make a circle. I need to be able to cut out what's going to make the curve of the head. You know, this part. And that's going to be easiest to do while it's still like this. I know each panel is 4 inches in width, so to be able to make it meet in the middle, it has to be at least 4 inches, but we need to give some extra room for it to be able to make the slope. So I'm gonna mark 5 inches down and start bending. Then once I get it manipulated a little into the bend, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna cut little triangle pieces out. That way I can make everything meet seamlessly in the middle. Again, just watch. I need a pencil. And I have my pencil now. 5 inches on one side and the same to the other. So then we just start giving a little crush like we did to be able to make this curve, but we're going to go the opposite direction now. Any pieces that separate, again, it's from the dollar store, just glue together. But you can go ahead and bend it first. Okay, here's the tricky part. When you go to cut the triangle out of the top, we are not doing a perfect triangle. We are going to do a bubbly triangle. Let me show you my picture. See the top picture? That is a nice straight edge triangle. We don't want that. So we get a nice rounded curve instead of just an abrupt. We're gonna do what's down here on the bottom. We're gonna curve these edges just a little. In my head says it should make it do that nice shape that we're looking for the Minion dome. Let's see. And remember, we're going 5 inches down to start. And one more thought I had. I don't want to have my point on the seams where we glued them together, because I put a lot of glue. It won't bend so easily. So that's going to be the part that we cut out. So we're gonna do right here in between the nice little wedges. I'm just setting my ruler down at that 5-inch mark to give me a point to reference from. And yes, I'm eyeballing where the middle is. You can be exact and go ahead and measure it. I'm a bit too lazy for that. And you know what's neat? If you mess up, save some of your pieces, you can glue them in the holes. Once it's painted, no one's gonna notice. As you can see, we took our wedges out just to kind of get an idea of what we're going to do. Once it's glued together, these pieces are going to be glued and curved in. Something along those lines. So time to glue it into that cylinder shape. And you know how I'm gonna have enough hands to be able to hold it shut? I'm gonna bear hug it. And now we wait. There's just a little spot left. I'm gonna take some of the pieces that we already cut off and fit them to fill in. No one will know. See, now we just glue it in place. Oh, some Vanna White here. Since Minions have those skinny little arms, I happen to have some pieces that are gonna work well that are in my little junk pile from making those guys in the past. They're 1/3 of the width of one of the panels. They will be the perfect size for an arm. If you don't already have my junk pile, which of course you don't, take one of these and start pulling it apart gently, or 1/3 of the way across. You just slowly pull at it and they'll come apart. Or you can run a cutting blade down it. Either way. Take 2 of the pieces, make a sandwich, and glue them together. Now cut it in half. So we need feet too. Before we can add on the arms, we need to work on the feet. He's hollow, so we're gonna put a panel across the bottom for the feet to attach to. So I'm just shaping him into a circle with this block wedged into place so I can get an idea of how long to make it. I'm squishing the edges a little to help it stay rounded. Time to glue it in place then. Minion feet sit like this, with their feet kind of pointed out for the most part, and we're gonna use that for stability. We're gonna cut 2 3-inch pieces off to start. Now do that again. So what you have left is a little bit over 3 inches. Just cut it in half. It'll become the shoe. See? Once you get the feet glued together, you're gonna glue them right here on each side of the panel. It's like that scene from Star Wars. Okay, last part, the arms. You have them glued together. Now we're just gonna cut a little angle in the top of them, just so they're not so boxy looking. And remember, their arms only start halfway down the body. See? Now do the same thing to the other arm. So there we go. Let's glue the arms on. I'm measuring to make sure I keep the arms even. He's all glued together. He's almost ready for paint. We just have to make his goggle in the center. We're gonna paint him first and paint the goggle and then glue the goggle on. I think that'll make it a whole lot easier. I'm going to use one of the big cans of soup to be able to cut out a perfect circle. And we got it, perfect size. I'm going to start with putting yellow paint from the arms up and on the arms too. And yes, it is non-toxic paint, kitty cat safe. I'm going to go ahead and get started on its eye. I'm going to paint the center of it. I have a pearl color, and I'm going to paint the inside of this. I think it needs 2 coats, so I'm going to let the first one dry. Back to the eyeball. Time for pants. Now I'm going to do the brown iris of the eye. Once that's dry, the pupil on top, I've got to put some eyelids that show, and then the silver ring around the very edge. I just have to put the silver ring around it all, making sure to get the edge. He's had a chance to dry. I'm going to put a mouth on him. I'm just doing a simple smile, not anything where you can see his tongue, his teeth, just a line. His eyeball. That looks about right. Now we just paint the feet, add some hair, and glue his eye on. Oh yeah, don't forget his gloves. It's eyeball time! It's time to do the eyeball. Last touch, 4 strands of hair on each side of his head. Stuart is done. Look, let me give you a little 360. Woo. Even the top of his head. Like all the decorative scratches that I make, should you want to make this for your cat to scratch on, yes, attach it to a big piece of cardboard for stability. That way the cat can't knock it over easily. And you can put them anywhere in your house. You don't have to worry about company seeing the scratcher and thinking, oh, look at that, it's rough. Instead, they're gonna think, oh, how cute. Time for Stuart to join the rest of them. And like always, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I love having input on what toys you want me to make or the next type of fancy scratcher. Or even if you don't think that the toy will really work for you, tell me why and I can make a fix to your problem. Till next time, now go make your cat some toys.